In this place, the year isn't 2025. It's 112. There's only one haircut men can choose. The internet doesn't really exist. And if you smile at the wrong time, you could be arrested. It's a country so secretive, outsiders barely know what's real. But what is real is beyond bizarre. From fake cities to government-approved fashion, here are 10 of the weirdest things that only exist in one of the world's most mysterious places. You won't believe number 7. 10. Strange basketball rule. In North Korea, even basketball does not follow the rules we all know. The game looks the same on the surface, like 2 hoops, a bouncing ball, and players running up and down the court, but the point system is completely different. A 3-pointer? That's worth 8 points. Miss a free throw, your team loses a point. And if you manage to score in the last 8 seconds, that's another 8 points. It turns the game into something closer to a lottery than a sport. This version of basketball wasn't made for fun. It was changed by the government, likely as a way to make the sport more exciting in their eyes, or to show they do things differently. The rules are so unusual that even experienced players from other countries find the game confusing. But in North Korea, these weird rules are the norm. And they're just a small sign of how even the most global things are completely reshaped within this isolated country. 9. The hotel that never opens. If you have ever seen a photo of Pyongyang, you have probably noticed a huge pyramid-shaped building sticking out of the skyline. That's the Ryugyong Hotel. It was supposed to be the tallest hotel in the world. Construction began in the 1980s, but it still never opened. Why? No one really knows for sure. Some say it was built poorly and cannot handle earthquakes. Others claim it is just too expensive to finish. It was meant to show off North Korea's power and progress, but instead, it became a ghost building, huge, empty, and unfinished. It's a perfect symbol of the country's habit of focusing on appearances, even when the inside doesn't match. 8. The fake city at the border. In the area between North and South Korea, there's a quiet strip of land called the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone, and inside that zone, North Korea built a village called Kimjongun. It looks like a nice little town from far away, complete with schools and houses. But get closer and you'll realize something weird. No one lives there. The windows have no glass. The lights turn on and off by timer. The buildings are empty. It's all fake, built just to show off to South Korea across the border. North Korea says people live there, but no one's ever seen a single resident. It's all part of a psychological game, to make outsiders think the North is more developed than it really is.
7. Internet?
Not really. When you think of the internet, you probably imagine fast connections, social media, and endless videos. In North Korea, the internet barely exists. Most people can't even dream of owning a computer unless the government allows it. Instead, there's something called Kwangmyong, a closed-off network with only around 30 websites. They're all heavily controlled by the government, filled with state-approved news, old recipes, and propaganda. No YouTube, no Google, no outside contact, and that's just the beginning. Let's talk next about how even your hairstyle in North Korea isn't up to you. 6. Government-approved haircuts. In most countries, you can style your hair however you like. Long, short, curly, dyed. Whatever suits you. But in North Korea, the government decides what haircut you can have. There are about 28 approved styles for men and women. If your hair doesn't match one of those styles, you're in trouble. Men are expected to keep their hair short and neat. Some even copy the style of their leader, Kimjongun. For women, it's even more controlled. Unmarried women must have short hair. Married women can grow it a bit longer, but they still have to follow strict rules. Hair coloring, perms, or anything too flashy is banned. The goal is to make everyone look alike. No room for self-expression. Hair salons even have posters showing the approved styles. If someone breaks the rules, they can be punished, scolded, or even publicly embarrassed. In North Korea, looking different can be seen as dangerous. 5. No freedom of travel. Let's say you wanted to visit a friend in another city or take a road trip across your country. In North Korea, that's not possible without permission. Citizens can't just travel freely, even inside their own borders. To move from one place to another, they need official papers that say where they live and work. If they're caught in the wrong place without permission, they can be arrested or punished. And when it comes to traveling outside the country, that's nearly impossible for an ordinary North Korean. Only a few trusted people, often government workers or athletes, are allowed to leave. And even then, they're watched closely. It's not just about control. It's about stopping people from seeing what life is like outside. The government fears that if citizens see how the rest of the world lives, they'll question their own system. 4. Punishment for the whole family. In most places, if you commit a crime, you're the only one who pays the price. But in North Korea, if you do something wrong, especially something against the government, your whole family suffers. Parents, children, and even grandchildren can be sent to prison camps, even if they didn't do anything. This is called the 3-generation punishment rule. It's one of the cruelest parts of the system. People live in fear that if they make one mistake, not only will they be punished, but so will their loved ones. It keeps everyone quiet, careful, and afraid. These camps are not regular prisons. Conditions are harsh. People face hard labor, poor food, and brutal treatment. Once you go in, there's little chance you'll ever get out. 3. No religion allowed. In many countries, you can choose what you believe in, not in North Korea. Religion is banned, churches are closed, mosques don't exist. The only belief allowed is loyalty to the ruling family. People who try to follow a religion in secret risk being arrested, or worse. Even having a Bible is a crime. The government sees religion as a threat, something that might make people think for themselves. And in North Korea, that's a serious danger. But what if someone tried to speak out against the leader? That brings us to the next strange, harsh rule. 2. Disrespect is a crime. In North Korea, showing any kind of disrespect to the leader or the country's symbols can land you in big trouble. That means no jokes, no complaints, and no casual comments about the ruling Kim family. Even something as small as folding a newspaper with the leader's photo in the wrong way can be seen as disrespect. People have been arrested just for damaging a photo of the leader. Others have gone to prison for not crying enough during a public mourning event. The government watches everyone carefully, and people are trained to report each other. So even if you don't mean harm, a simple mistake could be seen as an attack on the state. North Koreans are expected to bow to statues, clean portraits, and treat the leaders almost like gods. The message is clear: loyalty must be total. No questions asked. 1. A fake world of TV and radio. Imagine turning on the TV and finding only government programs on every channel. That's life in North Korea. All media is controlled by the state. There's no Netflix, no music shows, no foreign news. Just carefully chosen content that praises the country and its leaders. Radios and TVs are built so they can only pick up local stations. Any attempt to tune into foreign channels is illegal. If someone is caught with a smuggled movie or K-pop music from South Korea, they could be punished harshly, sometimes even executed. This media blackout is not just about entertainment. It's about keeping people in the dark. If citizens knew what the rest of the world was really like, they might question what they've been told. So the government makes sure they only see what it wants them to see. In North Korea, information is power, and the state keeps that power locked up tight.